Nectarines, pretty fucking good, although I gotta say plums are still probably my favorite fruit. Plums or strawberries or lemons. Plums, strawberries, lemons. That's like the trifecta of like the best fruit ever right there. Um, I'm also going to be shooting a bunch of horror stuff tomorrow, Sunday. I mean, so that's all really most people give a damn about. So you don't have to watch the rest of the video. Anyways, something that has kind of puzzled me for a long time, and a comment on one of my videos kind of got me up off my ass to make a video about this. I've been wanting to make it for a while. But it said that cursing was more offensive to them than people getting blown up in Modern Warfare 2, shot at, all this stuff, and everything else. It said my cursing in my video specifically was more offensive to them. And it blows my mind because it's like stuff that was offensive 50 years ago is not offensive today and vice versa. Like that sign up there, if you've seen it before, on the top of my slider door there and stuff like that says, "Get your Woody serviced here." Now, if you're from America, the vast majority of you probably thought of a dick. And if you didn't think that, then you're probably not from America, or I don't even know what. But you know, that wasn't offensive back then. It was just saying, get your Woody, your fucking vehicle serviced here. That's it. You know? And Dick, you know, you got like Dick Tracy and stuff like that decades ago. It wasn't offensive either. It was just a name. An ass used to just be a name for an animal, etc., you know? And so it's like they're just words. They change by era, they change by time, they change by culture, etc. And I realize that some people get offended by them and so forth, but personally, I just see them like fuck and shoot to me, or fuck and darn or something like that, or like the difference between like inferno and fire or something like that, or like inferno and spark. It's like just a more intense way to say something, you know. But anyways, the real topic I want to get to here though is that it blows my mind how we glorify things that should be negatives. Like we glorify killing and violence and death and slaughter and things that essentially will end the human race. That, I mean, if you kill somebody, that ends a human's life. And if a whole bunch of people get killed, like millions or billions, then of course that would severely hamper the human race. Yet we glorify this constantly. And don't tell me we don't, because we do. And almost every culture does this, but more specifically, America really does it. More so than I think any other country, as far as I know. I mean, they really glorify it. And then on the flip side of things, the arguably only thing, the only purpose of humanity, and this is arguable, I know your opinion may differ on this, but the arguably only purpose of humanity is to continue humanity. And to do that, you have to have sex. You have to have kids. If you don't have kids, the human race dies. That is like, you need food, you need oxygen, and you need to fuck. That's it. Like, you can remove everything else, and humanity will still be able to exist. But you take out food, or oxygen, or fucking, and you're done. That's it. Because with no kids, humanity dies out. And yet, this essential thing that we have to do to continue the human species is constantly demonized and told to many people as being bad, and you should be ashamed for thinking of it, and you should be ashamed for doing it, and it's so bad, and let's never let any of it show on TV. Oh my God, if somebody sees a nipple, oh Jesus Christ, they're going to become a serial murderer. But they won't become one, of course, if they watch the, you know, like 10 o'clock news and hear in depth and in detail about how Mr. John Dickamacock fucking kidnapped that whole fucking, I don't know, group of people and beheaded them one by one. That's not going to turn somebody into a serial killer, especially when they're glorified and their name is all over the news and all over the world, and they get to be in this special limelight for fuck knows who. Like okay, Unabomber. Now, actually, if you read into his whole thing and all this stuff, I'm not saying I support what he did at all, but I'm saying it's actually interesting. There's a whole backstory there and stuff like that too. He was basically like some sort of like super like ecologist who was butthurt that people were building like over all the forests. But anyways, I just had to read up on that for the cracked.com video I did, because they talk about the Unabomber in the song, so that's why I was reading that. Anyways, it just blows my mind how, like, the whole violence and glorification thing is just completely okay with people. That it's not even, like, shocking at all that, you know, that's like glorified and so forth. But then yet anything with sexuality, which again is what we need to continue humanity, is just absolutely terrible. Like, you know, you can't show it on TV, you can't talk about it, you can't do anything with it, etc. You know, it's XXX, it's rated 18, but it's perfectly okay to show scenes of extreme violence, or perfectly okay to talk about extreme. Here's what gets me. We talk about video game violence and how that's virtual and so forth and everything, but then it's perfectly okay to, it's like video game violence is so bad, it's going to turn us into like serial killers and all this stuff. But then it's perfectly okay to talk about it on the news when it actually happens to people. That person down the street, you know, I'm not saying my street, I'm just saying wherever, you know, they got killed, etc. That actually happened. It wasn't in a video game. It wasn't in a movie or a television show, but it's perfectly okay to describe that person getting killed and how they got killed and why they were killed and who killed them, and glorify the whole thing and put that person's name up on the news and all this other bullshit, and it all actually happened. Think about that for a minute. Like I was getting to just a minute ago, the Unabomber and all these other people who have killed boatloads of people are permanently stuck in pop culture psyche. They're glorified for it. Now, of course, they're glorified in a negative way. They're glorified in a very bad way. But all the same, they're still glorified. And to some people who want fame and want notoriety, it don't matter that it's negative. They're still going to get it, and that's all that matters to them. And all we're doing is just continuing that. That's all we're doing. And it just blows my mind how it's like, I don't know. Basically, the TLDR version is things that end humanity and stifle it are encouraged and glorified. Things that make humanity actually still exist and continue humanity are considered bad and shameful and sinful. And we can't have those anywhere on television or movies or anything else like that unless it's like quadruple, quintuple rated Z, X, Y. And I don't even know how the hell this makes any sense. I don't know how that we even got to that point. I mean, I'm expecting in 100 years, shit like Battle Royale or something like that's going to be considered like perfectly okay, but like kissing in public is like equivalent to like first degree murder or something like that. Like, I don't even know. I don't think it'll get to that point. That'd be fucking ridiculous. But it just blows my mind. I don't know what it always have. You know what I said. But anyways, that's just my opinion on it. So, yep. I don't really know how to end this, but I'm gonna eat this whole motherfucker right here. I'm doing a duck face. Motherfucking duck face.